Well, today is June 10th, 2020. Home at the Windy City. Right now, people got me hiding out, and I'm over some associates' places where nothing happens to me, and they'll make sure of that. So what I found out is that my wife's a dirty broad. She laid me for some dude, which is so funny because she says she can't stand black people. Well, she calls them niggas like she called me. Got some guy driving my car, my 2017 Nissan, Chevy Sonic, 2017 Chevy Sonic. Don't nobody go to Minnesota, because you're a man, you ain't got no fucking rights, okay? My wife should have been locked up for attempted murder on me, for intentionally, while she was beating my ass, infect me with AIDS. She's supposed to be in jail. In New York, she'd be in jail. California, she'd be in jail. Chicago, she'd be in jail. But not in the state of Minnesota. That's some cold shit. Then the sheriff, or the deputy, and my wife tried to do a conspiracy and try to pin me with a charge. So on May 7, 2010, May 7, 2020, I picked her up from work. I only had one car running. And I went to go wash the cars. And come home, and she's Skyping somebody, middle of the bed, butt naked, with the lingerie I bought her, with a dildo between her legs and a sex movie on. So she attacked me. She beat the hell out of me, bit me on my right shoulder, punched me, tried to throw me down the stairs and everything. So I left, cool down myself. Didn't even touch her once. So, been asking for my medicine and stuff. She refused to give it to me and stuff. So I went home. I didn't realize she was on the phone with 911 with the sheriff's department until the deputy told me. Lady deputy told me. And they said, were you arrested for domestic violence? I'm like, domestic violence? She the one that beat the hell out of me. What the hell are you talking about? She's supposed to have been charged from January 6, 2020. You know? So anyway, I find out by an investigator that Deputy Keith that took my report. He did not put everything in the report, like I said. Everything, and then we're going to also get copies of his recordings, too. But he was more interested in locking my ass up than having the charges filed against my wife for attempted murder. Okay? So I'm going to sue their ass for $5 million. Teach they punk ass a lesson, you know. And the first thing he puts in the paperwork is black on me. So now, if you don't call that discrimination, I don't know what the hell you call it. If you don't call that conspiracy to put a crime on a man that did not commit no crime whatsoever, I don't know what the hell you call it. So there was emails exchanged by the deputy and my wife. We got a hold of those. And a couple of emails. Oh yeah, I could send you all of the emails, text messages he sent me. Did not once say nothing bad in those text messages except one thing. Matter of fact, didn't say nothing wrong whatsoever. Didn't say nothing to break the law or nothing. I told her she needs to start telling people under the Disclosure Act, because I didn't find that out until January 6th about the Disclosure Act. But it's kind of funny though. She's supposed to tell her employees that she has HIV. She bleeds all the time. She cuts herself, everything else. She tried to kill herself plenty of times since we've been married and everything else. Tried to divorce the woman several times. Left the woman. She calls me up. She took a handful of pills and everything else, you know. But instead of the deputy filing charges, sending the case to the DA's office or the city attorney on January 6th, which the Apple Valley Police Department couldn't understand that whatsoever when they sent everything over there to them about domestic abuse on me and there's attempted murder. She walked. So on May 7th, they take me to the hospital because I got beat up real bad by the wife. I couldn't even hardly stand. Just picked up my new eyeglasses, had my contacts on. She fucked me up, man. She kicked my leg, punched me, tried to throw me down the stairs, bit me. I was in a lot of pain. My chest was hurting, my head was hurting, punched me and everything, man. So they cuffed me to the hospital bed in the emergency room. Then they come out and let me go at 12:22 a.m. in the morning and said, I'm not being arrested. So you kidnapped me. And then they say, call the city attorney. So I call the city attorney, you kidnapped me. You filing false charges on me for domestic violence. She claimed she had a scratch on her, which she didn't have no scratch on her that I know of, because I know she came home with scratches and bleeding and stuff from her job like she always do. In my opinion, what she taught me is hate and revenge. That's what she taught me, hate. Nothing but hate right now. And I'm not going to be her victim no more. I'm not going to be her victim no more of the abuse, of anything else. I'm not going to be her victim no more of these false charges, as she stated, with the deputies. But you see, I want that deputy. I want that one deputy that grabbed me in the back of the head and snatched my head off, where he scratched my head and hurt me real bad. I want that deputy right there. I want to whoop his ass. And that's a promise. That ain't no threat. That's a promise. I want to whoop his ass. You see, because he had no right to assault me. He had no right to assault me. No right whatsoever. He had no right to give my wallet and my personal belongings to my wife when she's standing right there saying, oh, give me the car keys, because he'll take the car back. That's for a divorce judge to decide. He has no right to make those decisions, just like the deputy Keith. He has no right to be judge and jury. He was supposed to send this case to the city attorney's office or the DA's office, but he closed the case. And my wife told me that he closed the case. I didn't believe her until I got copies of the report. So everything she said in it, I was jealous and all of that, that's bullshit. I'm not a jealous man. Before I knew that she had AIDS, HIV, stage 3, we had threesomes because she talked me into them. So I had to contact all the people that she had threesomes with to let them know what's going on, get tested. So avoid her from going to jail and being charged with attempted murder on me. They turn around and file a false domestic case on me. So they couldn't find nothing in my background to investigate me for, because I don't drink, I don't use drugs, I'm not a gangbanger. I stay to myself. So they tried to put up a chump charge of domestic abuse. Never once in 18 years have I ever hit my wife. Never once. She has hit me. She has tried to stab me 3 times. She cut me in 2017. She cut me bad on my right arm. And she cried and everything. Said, please don't call the cops. Please don't call the cops. So we didn't. But I got the mark on my right arm. Am I terrified of my wife? Yes, I'm very terrified of her. Especially after January 6, 2020. When she intentionally tried to give me AIDS. Intentionally. So yes, I'm terrified of my wife. I'm really terrified of my wife. She needs to be behind bars. She needs to be behind bars. And as far as I'm concerned, one thing that she taught me, I have never had in my life before, was hate. She taught me nothing but hate. Nothing but hate. That's what she taught me. I'm sorry, but people with AIDS, they need to be on one side of the world, not mingling with regular society. I'm sorry. That's what she taught me. Because she gets away with attempted murder on me, and everybody knows it's attempted murder, and while this fucking sheriff, this deputy did not file the charges or send it to the DA's office or the city attorney's office, when she intentionally spit in my face, bust my lip, with her hands bleeding, I had to go through this medication to prevent me from getting AIDS, lost weight. I went from 165 pounds to 107 pounds. That's how much weight I lost. From 165 pounds, now I weigh 107 pounds. Without my leg on, I weigh 103 pounds. My pants don't even fit no more. My shirts don't even fit no more. My legs don't fit no more. I got to keep wrapping them up and wrapping them up with 6, 7, 8, 10 ace wraps just to put my leg on. Then she got some punk driving my car, which I hope to God they get pulled over. I hope to God they get pulled over. Then she says it's not me, it's her. And I asked her, and this was on 3/4/2020. I asked her that day. I said, so why you waited all these years to decide to do this? Because I'm afraid you're going to have charges filed on me. You should be afraid. In other words, keep your hands to yourself and stop hurting me. You have no right to hit me. I've never hit you. In 18 years of marriage, I've never hit you. And with your mouth, I see why your exes beat your ass. But I'm not your exes. I never hit you. I never put you out on the street to be a prostitute. I never had you engaging other young girls for him. I never had you running drugs from Minnesota to a place called Wisconsin. I didn't put you in an asylum like your mama did. I didn't beat your ass like the 2 guys in California did. I'm not the one. I treated you like a queen, like I was supposed to. I respected you, I loved you, and I took good care of you as much as I could. I treated you like a queen. So then, that night, she tells me that, she texts me when she was at work. Says, you know, I could put a restraining order out on you, and I could get away with it in Minnesota. So I'm looking, I'm like, no, she did not say that. So I said, oh, now you're going to lie to the courts? And my statement was the courts ain't going to like that. Because they don't like people lying to the courts. But apparently the courts do like it. Apparently the woman could lie to the courts and get away with every fucking thing in the state of Minnesota. So don't come to Minnesota, fellas. Don't fuck with no woman in Minnesota. Because your ass will be charged with something. Trust me. Trust me. Your ass will be charged with something. So then I was looking for that text message, and I found it. And I made a copy of it. I finally found it. Where she can't even get a hold of it now, because that will be in the lawsuit and everything else. And also when she told me she was talking to the deputy in January, when the deputy told her to leave the house, she busted me in the head. The deputy said, what was that? She smacked the shit out of me. That's what that was, man. What you gonna do about it? Oh, she only smacked you. Okay, you son of a bitch. All right. All right. All right. Then she calls me during that time, telling me don't talk to the deputy again, or she gonna whoop my ass again. But I still could not believe when she said, when she calls me, she comes back home and says, well, guess what? No charges gonna be filed on me, so you need to watch yourself, because they looking at you. I'm like, why the fuck would they look at me? I didn't commit no crime. I didn't hurt nobody in the state of Minnesota. I didn't commit no crime. I'm out here just seeing you. I didn't commit no crime or nothing. And they investigated me. They investigated me. Tried to find something on me, but they couldn't. And when she said that nothing was going to happen to her, man, did I run down there to get a copy of that police report. And damn enough sure, he closed the case. The deputy. How the fuck can a deputy close a case on attempted murder? I don't understand that. I don't want no excuses, no nothing. How the hell can a deputy close a case on attempted murder? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. So I'm back home in the Windy City, waiting for an email from them. They got my email address, Malillo2005 at AOL.com. So I'd like to hear all of y'all opinions on that. And these attorneys out here ain't worth shit. None of these fucking attorneys out here are worth shit. You know, I can understand if oh yeah, I'll take your case on pro bono. I would have loved to hear an attorney say that. This is conspiracy. Refuse to file the charges on my wife, which is obstructing justice for attempted murder on my life by the Faribault Sheriff's Department. And pinning on me a false charge that never happened. But all that time I was in the hospital, about 9 something, I think they called the ambulance, somewhere around there. Couldn't stand on my good leg because she kicked the shit out of it. She has a deputy move her out. She took everything. They even told her to clean out the bank account. She cleaned out the whole bank account. Left me $11.43. Couldn't get no food for her cat, no food for the dog, couldn't get a pack of cigarettes, couldn't even get nothing in the house to eat. Then she destroyed all the food. So y'all watch out for Margaret, me, Kniff, Mimi, Malillo, Margaret, Kniff, Margaret, me, Malillo. Y'all watch out for her, Asian, about 5 feet. Well, she's Korean. She ain't no good. She ain't no good. She is no good. But I really feel sorry for a lot of guys in the state of Minnesota, as I see on the news, how they get screwed over by the court system. And I'm not going to be one of them. I'm going to fight this. With every goddamn breath I take, every breath I have in my body, I'm going to fight this. I'm going to fight this to the end. I'm going to fight this to the end. Because she had no right, and the deputy had no right under law, under United States law in every state, had no right to not send that case to the DA's office or the city attorney's office for attempted murder on my life. For her intentionally, while she's telling me she want me to get AIDS like her and die. Had no right. Had no right. No right. Her ass, if this was in California, New York, or Chicago, her ass be behind bars right now. Right now. I'll be going to court on her fucking ass right now. But Minnesota's the coldest fucking state in the United States. Because they go by what the fuck a bitch says. What the fuck a woman says. Oh, I hate her. I hate her to the point right now, it's like the way she did me and getting away with attempted murder on my life. It's time for me to stop being a victim and start fighting. That's what it's time for me to do. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start fighting. And I'm going to fight the deputies. I'm going to fight the sheriff. All the way to the federal courts. Because they had no right on God's green earth not to charge her with attempted murder on my life. When she knowingly, by her actions, know that she has HIV stage 3. She has no right. They had no right not to file charges on her. No right. They rather file charges on a man, false charges, which they did on me, conspiracy, unlawful detainer, armed robbery with a badge, because they stole my $200, my credit cards, and unjustifiable, you see, and obstructing justice, and lying on a report of things I never said to that deputy. They all gonna get theirs. They all gonna get theirs. Peace out. Y'all watch out. And stop tearing up the states, man. All of this rioting and stuff needs to stop. You're only hurting yourselves, man. Let me tell you something. I had two brother-in-laws that were cops, New York's finest. They were good people, man. They were good people, good cops. They went by the book. And some cops didn't like that, but they were beautiful people. You know, and New York got the finest cops. You know, they were beautiful people. But you got some cops out there that they really got to get rid of. Just like you got deputies out there that they really got to get rid of. You know? But nothing's going to change, because if things was going to change about African Americans getting shot, falsely imprisonment behind lies, it would have changed when Obama was in office. And you see, nobody didn't want Obama in office. Let's get that clear now. Especially Republicans. Even those so-called black Republicans. Because those are house niggas. Straight up. Them are straight house niggas. Okay? It's going to continue being the same, no matter how much we fight. Because everybody in the United States, you got maybe 45% that wants changes. And the other half don't give a damn about you. Because as long as there's prisons and as long as there's African Americans in America, that's what you're going to see. It's going to continue being killed by cops, planting evidence, planting guns, planting drugs, and all of that. That's going to continue happening because our own government and our own lawmakers do not want that to change. Them are the same ones that got blacks, African Americans in their houses, that are their maids, their butlers, and everything else. So nothing's going to change. We could burn the shit down. We could burn everything down. We could riot it and everything else. But not in your own neighborhood where you got a shop. That's stupid. Y'all want to make a really change? You really want to make a change? Pick it in Washington. You see? From all states. Let's clear Washington's ass a new asshole. From all states. Picket Washington. Picket Congress. You see? Picket them. See, people forget. We put these idiots in office. And they don't give a damn about what we say or what we think or what we feel. Because they're already in office. So they don't give a damn about what we feel or anything else. They don't care. Because they're already in office. So it's time for them to only be in office for 2 years and get the hell out. That's it. Even Congress. Get rid of them too. You know? But we really want to do damage about all of this. Let's picket Washington. Picket the hell out of them. So they always bring up Martin Luther King. They bring up Ronnie King. They bring up all of the blacks that have died. But not once did they brought up my nephew that got shot 18 times in the back in Las Vegas, Nevada. He got shot 18 times in the back in Las Vegas, Nevada. A kid. By some punk cop. Now, if you shoot someone in the back or I shoot someone in the back, that's murder. But it ain't for cops. And all these idiots that are finding these cops not guilty, they need to have something happen to their family by the police. Then they see what everybody is saying. You see? But stop tearing things up, man. Because we got to go to these stores. Let's do it the right way. Let's do it the right way. Picket Washington. That's what we need to do, man. We don't need to be tearing nothing up or none of that stuff. I'm sorry for the guy that got killed. And it's wrong because that cop was enjoying it while he had his knee in his back of his head. That cop was really, you could see it on his face. He was enjoying it. You could see it on that cop's face. And it's wrong. It's wrong. Let's get rid of Congress. Pick at them. Get rid of this chump that you got as president. Pick at him. Get rid of the Republicans completely. Because they all need to lose their seats. Because, you see, they don't give a damn about us. And I'm tired of them trying to always got something bad to say about Obama. Even that idiot president that y'all have. See, I don't follow no man. Y'all do. But even that president that you have now, okay? He can't stand blacks. He can't stand African Americans. He can't stand them at all. And he's a racist person. He is very racist. As long as there's media and somebody getting more attention than he is, that's when he wants to get involved. That's when he wants to get involved. I still don't see these idiots how, they let this idiot be president. I still can't figure that out. The way he treat women, the way he degrade women. It's funny. It's almost like the same in the state of Minnesota. Women get away with shit. But this man run for president, win, and the so-called Me movement, that's a bunch of BS. I wouldn't give them a damn dime. A damn dime. Because they ain't no good neither. And these agencies that write these false reports on a man, they need to be shut the hell down. But stop burning up your homes. Stop burning up your stores. That's all unnecessary. Because the companies don't lose. They get it off the insurance company. And then your insurance go up and everything else. You see? So they got insurance for these stores and stuff. So they don't give a damn. But what you're hurting is yourself. When you have to go to the store and the store's not there no more. That's what's hurting. You're hurting yourself. Picket Washington. From every state. And all of these wannabe, because I notice a lot of whites in the groups and stuff like that. That's a show and tell. That's all that is, a show and tell. That's all that is a show and tell. Because the first thing come out of a white person's mouth, if they dating a black person, is that N-word. And as soon as they call the police on your ass, whether you black, Spanish, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever, and that woman's white, trust me, your ass going to jail. And you know what I'm talking about, and you know I'm right. Because look at all the brothers now that's in jail dating white women or being married to one. You see, now, one thing that this state taught me, in the state of Minnesota, behind everything that happened to me, one thing they taught me is to be racist and to hate. Because Minnesota is not nice. At all. Minnesota cannot stand blacks. Minnesota cannot stand Mexicans. Minnesota cannot stand, I forgot what you call other people that they got out here. Those Armenians, whatever they are, they can't stand them. They only here because they get the money for them. Minnesota is a racist state like it was in the 60s and the 20s. You may have white friends, but trust me. In their minds, that word is going to come out. And in their heart, they can't stand your ass. And that's a fact. That's a known fact. Well, I'm back home, like I said, in the Windy City. And me and my attorneys are waiting for this shit to happen, waiting for the email. But we're filing a federal case right now, though. Got all my evidence and everything. Peace out, man. Stop burning down your own city, your own neighborhoods. Stop it. Like I said, you got some good cops out there and you got some bad cops. Once you get rid of the bad cops and bad deputies, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. It will be. It will be.